Hey guys, Demoman here, and I'd like to talk to you today about Star Citizen's economy. Right, so the way I see it and how it's going to work is you'll have places that produce stuff and places that need stuff, and it's all player driven. Right, what I mean by that is you'll have say a node or like a factory that produces missiles. They'll require computer components, metal, and they'll require explosives. Now all of that stuff has to be brought in from elsewhere, giving players the opportunity to bring this stuff in. But in doing so, you've got to remember their ships required materials to be built, so pirates can then come in, take their stuff, or even just blow them up and lose the stuff. And then there's now a need for the components to build that ship that needs to be replaced. Because how insurance will work, and I'll give you a quick rundown of this because it'll help everything make more sense, is in Star Citizen, right, you'll have your ship and you'll have your insurance. You'll pay your insurance for your modules and your ship's hull. Between 3 to 6 months you can choose which package you'll go with. And then when that time is up, you'll have to pay it again. But in the meantime, if your ship is destroyed, you'll be guaranteed it back. And what I mean by that is, if you've paid your insurance and you're waiting for your ship to come back, it'll take time because ships don't just spawn in. They need to be produced in terms of they need to be built at a factory. If the factory that builds your ship hasn't got the resources, your waiting time might be a little longer to way longer, to the point where you might need to get a job on world to try and make enough credits to buy a whole new ship while you wait for your old ship to come back, and then possibly sell your old ship because you've got a new one. Who knows? Right, so what I mean is there will always be that demand and supply, but it'll be mainly player driven. Let's say you're a pirate and you're setting up a blockade with your pirate organization on a planet and you're cutting off all of its resources and it produces weapons and stuff. All of a sudden it's going to need metal really bad and other computer components and stuff. And what you can do is you can bring in your own guys to drop off the stuff like the metal and stuff and make a humongous profit back. Because you're going to a planet or a system that is in dire need of these resources because you cut them off and now you're giving it to them, but you can drive up the prices. So you can quite literally be like an extortionist in that sense. That's pretty mean, but it's a thing you can do in the game. Personally, me, I'm not a fan of pirates. But anyway, let's have a look at the other gameplay aspects. So if pirates are blockading a system and they're trying to do that, there'll be an option for other organizations like my own for us to be called to come in and get rid of the pirate menace at a cost. And that cost will probably cover fuel and ship expenses and crew expenses. And in that battle, ships will be lost, and so will crew members, and so missiles will be used and bullets will be spent. That'll create a demand on those factories that create those ships and build the modules to be replaced in repairs and metal and stuff like that, and the ammunition. These places will need to have the supplies delivered to them by traders, and traders at this point can now make a profit, but then they have to worry about pirates, and thus the food chain continues. Also, vital links to this chain are search and rescue and salvage ships. Transport vessels as well. Transport vessels, what they do is you go around and you shuttle around people. What's important to that is, let's say a system, is growing and they need more engineers and more factory workers. You could shuttle in those people from systems, many systems away at a special premium, because you're taking people from this place, which are all scholars or whatever, to this place in the middle of nowhere that has no graduates or whatever, and if it's a technical job, they'll need these people. And that's pretty cool. That's another part of the food chain that needs, that needs to be protected. Also, with salvage vessels, they will be able to get some of those resources back that would otherwise be lost in combat and exploration. So, say if you're an explorer, and you go out there in your ship, and, I don't know, you're flying along, and you spill your coffee when you're playing the game, and let's say it happens, hopefully it won't happen to you, but let's say it does, and you plunge your carrack nose first into the plant surface and it's a disaster. All crew aboard are lost. Your character's killed, let's say, and your ship is a write-off. Now, a salvage ship a long time later, I'm guessing if you are far out, can come along and quite literally take all the good bits off of that wreckage and salvage what it can and bring it back and sell it at a profit and put those components and stuff back into circulation so they weren't permanently lost. That's pretty awesome. Also, on the whole terms of death mechanics, I'll tell you this now. With hired NPC crew, when they're dead, they're gone. Because each crew member and each NPC is going to be unique. You might have someone called Leroy Jenkins and you don't want him to die, so you'll give him like the safest job, but if he does, he's gone forever. He ain't coming back. Now, for your character, your player character, how it will work is, if you are shot in the leg and you bleed out in a system that, say, like, it's heavily populated and it's well regulated, you'll probably come back with a robotic leg. Because you bled out from your leg. Same is true of your arms and stuff, but there's only so much the body can take. You can only get brought back so many times. But if you get shot in the head once, and you could be fresh, you're done. And what happens when you're done is your character's permanently killed and you're creating a new character that inherits everything that your old character had. Now, in terms of reputation and stuff like that, though, that you gained, you'll lose quite a bit of that, and you'll have to grind some of it back up. Or not grind it, but you have to earn it back up, because Star Citizen's like the opposite of a grind. Now, because everything is not like a monotonous, I can't even say the word. Everything is not, everything's not like this mundane, boring thing you have to do over and over again. Everything will require a little bit of skill, whether it's the Mixmeister or whatever it's called on board the transport ships where you create drinks. That will require skill, and that thing can malfunction and break down in you, and you'll have to repair it. See, that's a relatively small task, but it'll be different every time, and that's pretty fun. Same is true for everything in Star Citizen, whether it comes to loading cargo, or mixing drinks, or arming torpedoes aboard a Retaliator bomber. Everything, like, is a game in itself, and that's what makes Star Citizen great. It's like real life. You'll have nothing next to your name that says, oh, this guy's a rank 5 in engineering. You'll have to be good via reputation. People say, yeah, no, I trust him. You know, he could be having an off day, but, you know, he's relatively well respected. It won't be no little level symbol next to your name. Which is cool, because you could have someone who just picks up the game, starts playing, and has never done Star Citizen before, and is a miracle at engineering. And he can, like, literally overclock modules, which is a thing in the game. He'll be able to overclock modules and get stuff functioning at like 200% better than it used to. And this guy could have like no reputation, come out of nowhere and be this amazing mechanic. Think of the one in Serenity, that one girl who could literally repair anything. Like, that would be pretty cool. So, moving back on to the economy and how this all affects stuff is, food as well will become something that you will need. If you're on a planet and you don't have any food, you're gonna die. You'll starve to death. There is a survival element to the game, so you could essentially be a farmer if you wanted to in the game. You could grow crops. Say if you want to play Star Citizen and you're a big fan of the game, but you don't have much time because of work and you can only log on once in a while. You could be a farmer. You could log on, check your crops, grow that stuff, ship it out, log off, boom, job done. And thus you're making a profit and helping keep everybody else alive. What else do we have here? Let's look at the rescue role. Now, rescue is one of my favorites because it means you're out there saving people, saving people's characters. If a ship blows up and escape pods are launched, they can wait in those escape pods and you can come and save them, whether you're in a Cutlass Red or something else. You can come in there with your ambulance and you can be like, you know, don't worry, we got you kind of thing, and like resuscitate them, and they don't take any damage. They don't use up any of their body's lives per se. So you've basically done them a real favor, and then you can charge them a premium on that stuff. You can be like, oh, well, I see you don't have any health insurance, you know what I mean? That's going to cost you extra this time, you know? Like, how many credits you got in the bank? Oh, I just had this horrible mental image of the medics being like the plastic surgeons in Escape from Los Angeles. And I recommend looking that up if you're listening to this. Just look up the plastic surgeons Escape from Los Angeles. You'll laugh your ass off. It's pretty funny, but yet gruesome at the same time. So let's have a look now at the way like this will all work together. So far we've covered ships, weapons, like an ammunition, all that, how it all works, and that sort of thing. But What about the other side of the economy, where you'll have someone who's on a planet and is quite literally like Al Capone. He does serious damage to the economy because he's killing people and extorting people and quite literally running a crime syndicate from a planet. You could be a bounty hunter tasked with bringing him down. You could be Boba Fett. That's a pretty cool thing, and you gotta remember, in Star Citizen you can bring people in alive, not only dead. When that is fully implemented, you'll be able to bring him in alive. So don't just go around blasting every guy. You might get like triple his worth if you bring him back alive. How cool is that? It's pretty sweet. Now, moving on. So these are different jobs you can do. Now, obviously there's different types of gamers out there, and people listening to this video, you're all different. Like, we're all unique. But the one thing that brings us all together is we all love this game. Star Citizen is an amazing game. We're all huge fans. Maybe some of us are new to it. Someone might be just stumbling onto my channel going, oh, what's a Star Citizen? Check out my videos if you're new, and you can get sort of a gist for it. But I recommend checking out other channels as well, like The Games is a really good one. Board Gamer's a good one. And STLY Youngblood, I think it is. That's a good channel as well. I'll put links to those channels in the description below. If you're new to Star Citizen, check them out. Moving on, with Star Citizen and the way it is now, there isn't that much to do, but in the upcoming updates is when the ball really gets rolling, and we'll start to see the first part of this economy grow in terms of trading, bounty hunting, being a mercenary, and what else, pirating and that sort of stuff. And we'll really be able to flesh these out. And it's going to be an amazing journey. And if you're a backer of Star Citizen, I thank you, because I backed this game as well. I'm about $900 into this game, and I own 2 ships. But yeah. the thing is, we all are in this together. Whether you've backed $40 or you've backed $10,000 or $20,000, we're in this together. We're all here to make this game a reality, and it's all what we want it to be. And luckily for us, Christopher Roberts seems to know what he's doing, and so does his team. He's got, 365 staff members who are working around the clock, CIG, amazing guys, men and women, absolutely amazing people. And they're creating this awesome game. And it's gonna be getting better and better. The DLCs for it's completely free. Everything that's added onto the game is completely free. Everything you can see here in terms of ships and stuff, you can earn them in the game. You don't need to buy them with real money. Like, you can rent some of them now. As it stands right now, you can rent some of them. But when the game's fully out, you'll be able to buy every ship with in-game credits, and the store will be gone. You won't be able to buy stuff with real money. So, Star Citizen is not a pay-to-win kind of game. Right now, it's giving people a chance to back the game and get something nice in return. Like, I'll tell you what ships I have. What I have is a Mustang Alpha from my starter package, and I have a Polaris Corvette capital ship with lifetime insurance. And the reason I got that capital ship is for my organization. We needed a HQ, because we're a pirate hunter org. And if you want to join an organization, feel free to join. It's called Death Corp. I'll also put a link to that in the the bio section of this video. And please give the organization page a read. And if you're interested, leave a comment in the video below and tell me you're interested or whatever, and you can apply and I'll let you in. And you can come have some fun with us and the rest of the Death Corp people. So yeah, the economy is going to be shaped by players like you and me, and it'll also be shaped by organizations. Hey guys, thank you for watching or listening. I mean, it depends on what you were doing. Yeah, it could be doing both. But yeah, thank you, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribed. My channel is relatively small, but I would like to make it grow, and the reason I do this is to get the information out there and try and get you the information you want to hear on Star Citizen. Some of this is old information, some of it new. I put it all together and go over everything just to make sure that you don't miss a single thing. I do this all for free. I have no monetization or anything like that. So yeah, if you'd subscribe and leave a like and even, well, share it, it would be awesome. Oh, look at me, shameless promoting. I'm sorry, but it has to be done, damn it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and have an amazing day. As always, fly safe, Commander.